What is going on, everybody? Lieutenant Gold here. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. And today I'm gonna go over the first week for the BBR. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am. All the coaches are gonna be down in the description below. Definitely check them out, along with I believe the Twitter and everything. Today we are gonna be battling um Jorge, and I forgot his team name. I just know that he is the Eggies. Um, but yeah, we are gonna be battling Jorge, a super nice guy, super friendly dude, makes really good content. Um, Super excited to battle him. First time playing him, obviously, with alongside with a lot of people. We're gonna be playing in the BBR. Pull my mic a little bit back here, but yeah, super excited. Hope you guys are as well. It's gonna be a little bit of heat, not too much. Actually, most of the heat is actually gonna be on this screen here. But let's go right into it. So his team consists of, let me put that on the screen for you guys: Jirachi, Dracozolt, Togekiss, Incineroar, Gigalith, Inteleon, Pissimian, Eggy, Behem, and Hippopotas. So just like us, he drafted his mascot turn 1, which was the Alolan Exeggutor, which, props to him, by the way. His first pick drafts Exeggutor or Lola, which is wild. But then drafts the Flinch Core after that, which is super duper scary. Um, but he has a very reliable Trick Room option here, plus Sand, which is super scary because his speed control is going to be very annoying for me to deal with. Plus Inteleon outspeed most of my team while also being able to be modest because it outspeeds a fast Pokemon, which is Galvantula. But I'll go over that pretty shortly. Also, another thing that doesn't fuck around is Dracozolt, because it's so hard for my team to switch it into a choice banded Bullbeak. I mean, I was running Calyx. It's very hard, especially if he's like a Life Orb set, which I think is gonna be coming, like a Adamant Sand Rush Life Orb sets. That way he could click Bullbeak and Outrage, because I have things like Como, for example, that can switch into the Bullbeak. I have things like the Serena that could switch in, that could resist a Bullbeak, Mudsdale and stuff like that, but they don't appreciate an Outrage on the other side. So things like Bullbeak into Outrage makes it really hard for me to switch into, basically. But let's go over the team. We're gonna go over. So first off, Colossal couldn't start the season without starting with Colossal, returning member from the IBL. That's gonna transfer over to our BBR team, not GMAX obviously. But this set here is going to underspeed a Alolan Exeggutor in the Trick Room. I do think that he's going to be pretty heavily on Trick Room. I think that the Eggy is gonna come in just because it was his round one pick. Would make sense for him to bring into his first battle, right? So I did prep pretty heavily on that. Um, yeah, I think like things like Dracozolt, Alolan Eggy, things like that, and Sinnoh, Togekiss. These are like the four, and obviously Jirachi. These are like the five I think he's gonna bring. And then like a sand option or something like that. But this set, we're gonna have Spikes, Meteor Beam, Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, Max HP, Max Pedef. What this does is that it kills Togekiss at +1 with Meteor Beam, which is super duper helpful, because he probably won't be expecting a special set, or he won't be expecting a Meteor Beam because it's such a new move. It also kills Eggy after rocks with Flamethrower from +1, if he's just max HP, I believe. It also lives a Specs Leaf Storm from a modest Exeggutor after rocks. His ground resist isn't the best, with only low Exeggutor, which we do kill at a +1 Flamethrower. So I think that getting spikes up to chip his team down is just going to be great. Scorching Sand is going to be the same thing as Scald before ground type, which is really good. Like I said before, his switching is not the best. Next up, we are going to have our Alolan, or Aegislash, our mascot, bring specs this week. So his specs Shadow Balls are pretty limited in my opinion. Obviously Incineroar does wall Aegislash, but besides that, I mean, look at Shadow Ball and look at his team. it does so much damage. The speed is for max speed modest little executor for some reason. Thought that was a threat. Uh, but CC 2-hit KOs. I put edge slash in my notes, but it 2-hit KOs the Incineroar even if I -1 attack. So if he's Intimidate, max HP Incineroar, close combat will always 2-hit KO. So if I get him chipped down enough, because Shadow Ball does 50% along with rocks, give or take. So if he switches to one Shadow Ball, takes rocks, then I switch out for whatever reason. At some point, dashes back in again. I gotta make 50-50s or whatever. He goes into Incineroar. I click close combat, and we kill the Incineroar. And then from that point on, Shadow Ball is pretty free. Flash Cannon is another good stab, and then Steel Beam, because if we need to do really big damage, you know, this does a lot. 100 base 140 power is really good, especially on a stab choice specs. Modest edge slash, like this is gonna be doing a lot of damage. Next up, we have Chenmo, the Como. So this has speed for Jolly Incineroar, as well as Adamant Dracozolt. It lives a Banded Hustle Outrage from Dracozolt after rocks with the help of the Habanberry, and also lives a Draco Meteor from, I believe, a Specs Little Executor. Might have to double check on that. And then it respectively kills Ilnegi slash Dracozolt with Dragon Claw, assuming I am at +1. So this kind of bulks up on a lot of his team, which is what I really like, because I can kind of bulk up on the Incineroar, the Gigalith. If the Dracozolt is locked into Bullbeak, I can bulk up on that. I can bulk up on the Hippo, obviously. Yeah, so this Pokemon is basically kind of the win con. I have to obviously get rid of the Togekiss and probably the Jirachi, because he's most likely either going to have Psychic or he's going to have Dazzling Gleam. So I have to be careful of that. But I can also get a cheeky kill on the Draco or the Alolan Executor using the Habanberry. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a very good bring. Next up, we have Wigglypuff, or Wigglytuff. Speed is just going to be kind of just thrown out there, but lives a gunshot from Scarf Pissimian after rocks. With the Fizz that we get here, the rest is kind of going to Spadef, and then just speed is just, like I said, thrown in there just in case he wants to do any creeps or anything like that. With Wish, Teleport, Thunder Wave, Knockoff. This is just basically our utility mon. Just Wish support, very thick wishes plus teleporting just for momentum. Thunder Wave is going to be our speed control, just because his team is very fast, very threatening. And then Knockoff, just to kind of knock off items. I feel like Knockoff is just a great move to have, just to get rid of items like Choice Bands, Life Orbs, Scarf, whatever we need to get rid of. Then up, we're gonna have Mustel, Showdown Road on Mustel with Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Toxic, and Ironhead. Max HP, max defense, max. This is basically to lift 2 Adamant Choice Banded, I believe Hustle boosted Outrage from Dracozolt. This is our Dracozolt designated switching. It kind of comes in. We try to get rocks or toxic to whittle his team down, but we come in to take any hits that Dracozolt wants to go for. It's also our immunity, electric immunity. So we have an electric immunity and a dragon immunity for the Dracozolt, because this thing does not mess around whatsoever. It has to be max able to live after rocks, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna be max HP, max defense, because sometimes there's nothing else simpler than that. And lastly, we are going to have Ivy, our Serena, with an Assault Vest, Rock and Rapid Spin, Triple Axle, High Jump Kick, and Tromp Kick. So max HP, max speed. The speed is for max speed in Incineroar, in case he wants to run max speed for some reason. Plus some, I'm pretty sure Incineroar's base 60. Yeah, so that barely outspeeds. Cool. AV, just another SPDF wall. His team is very specially oriented, so I feel like AV kind of just fit in. Plus, it's just some nice bulk that we had. I could have been leftovers, but I feel like an AV kind of fit in nicely. Triple Axle is great to get rid of a little Executor if he's running a Yachiberry, and just overall coverage is really good. Rapid Spin gives me obviously not removal for hazards, but also so that I can get a speed boost, because Rapid Spin is really good this gen. If he's not max speed Inteleon, I can actually outspeed at +1 the Inteleon. He has to be absolute max speed, which is great. If he's also Adamant Pissimian, actually no, I don't outspeed. But if he's Adamant, not max speed, Adamant Pissimian, if I Rapid Spin, I'll be faster. That's things I'm gonna have to scout for, obviously. But otherwise, High Jump Kick and Drop Kick are respectively pretty good coverage. Drop Kick lowers the attack of the opponent, while High Jump Kick can deal with the Incineroar. I was trying to think, what was High Jump Kick for the Incineroar? I was debating between High Jump Kick and knockoff with the Jirachi and the Behem, but also just to get rid of items. But I put it on Jigglypuff instead, so I felt like High Jump Kick would be nice. Thinking about it, I think U-turn would probably been a better move, since I'm faster than Incineroar anyways. Just get that momentum. I could U-turn into, if I know he's gonna go Incineroar, for example, U-turn into Como. That's hindsight. I think the team is pretty solid as is. I'm really excited to battle Jorge. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, and we are with the battle here. As you can tell, this is going to be a post-com for this one. But here we see that he brings the Pissimian, the Incineroar, the Inteleon, Dracozolt, Gigalith, and the Jirachi. So first off, no ground resist, which makes so that spikes are going to be really helpful. The Mudslug is going to be really helpful. So I'm gonna go ahead and double check by myself for some reason. If I remember correctly, I am gonna lead with Mudslug here and get the rocks as soon as possible. His only removal is non-existent. He didn't bring in a removal, so whatever I lay on the field is gonna be there to stay, unless I'm missing a Rapid Spinner here. I don't think Jirachi gets Rapid Spin. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get lined up. That's also a really good card. With Jorge here. Good luck, have fun, buddy, etc. Yeah, there's a bit of black screen. There it is. Cool. So he's gonna lead with his Inteleon, while I'm gonna lead with my Mudslug here. Not the greatest matchups, so I am gonna have to switch out over here. Now I know the switch is pretty predictable, but just in case, I'm gonna switch into my Como. In case he wants to go for maybe a Focus Energy, or for a Scald or Snipe Shot or anything like that. He might be running Specs. Specs Monix does go through my team pretty well. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Inteleon was not a Pokemon I was expecting him to bring. As unfortunate as that is, I should probably prep for it more. But here we are going to see me switch out into my Como-O. My big Como here. I see he's going to predict that and go for an Ice Beam, which is a great play on his end. And it's going to do about 50%, a little less than 50%. And here, me being me, was like, you know what? I took a little less than 50%, took 49%. We're just going to risk the roll. We are going to go for, I think I went for Drain Punch. I went for Dragon Claw. Let's see. Yeah, I did go for Drain Punch. We're gonna go for Drain Punch, because why not? It's turn 2. He's not staying in. Of course he does stay in. Of course he goes for Ice Beam. And of course he gets the roll. That was a high risk, very low reward on my end. And we're gonna sack Como, turn 2. For no fucking reason, even though that was the win con. We're just gonna sack it. Even though I had, you know, 2 switch-ins in the back. Classic play from here. Your boy Lieutenant Goldtiered. That was a very bad misplay, and that's gonna definitely bite me in the butt. But here we are gonna go into Excalibur. Our Aegislash, the mascot, repping the shiny mascot here, which is so beautiful. Leave a like for Excalibur. That thing is for shiny Aegislash. I mean Excalibur, such a good Pokemon. We're gonna go for Shadow Ball because, like I mentioned in Team Builder, it does a buttload of damage. It does so much damage. I'm expecting the Incineroar, but at the same time, I kind of want to gauge the damage. He's going to reveal U-turn, so he's not choiced. It's going to do not a whole lot of damage. He's going to take back his Inteleon. I'm assuming the Incineroar is going to come in. He's probably going to be AV, as he's going to go into Raymus Purio. Great nickname. Bringing the Intimidate here, as I am going to go for a it's gonna come back to me. A shadow ball. There it is. And we are gonna do, a good chunk. We're gonna do about 40%, which is a lot of damage. Obviously, I don't want to switch it. I don't want to stay in here. I have a pretty good switch in to the Incineroar via my Colossal. I know it's max PDEF, but it's still gonna it's still a pretty safe switch in. As we're gonna see me go for that right now. Going to Yellowstone or Colossal here. He's going for knockoff, which revealed my power herb, which is so annoying because I was really tempting to go for it now, for that turn afterwards. So him going for knockoff is kind of a pain. But we see here he has no ground switch-ins. He actually has 4 weaknesses to ground. So we are gonna go for a Scorching Sand. If he wants to switch out, potentially get a burn on something. Come on, Dorian, click it. There we go. As we're still waiting for my opponent to make his move, he's gonna go for a Parting Shot, so he's gonna reveal that. Kind of unfortunate we don't have our Como, because Como would have been such a good switch in for this. Would have been able to bulk up and everything. So that really made me upset. The fact that I sacked it. That was such a bad play on my end. Yeah, very, very bad play. I'll be the first to admit when I make bad plays, and that was probably top 10. I have a bad habit of sacking mons pretty early on. But he's going to go into his Jirachi here, Shiny Jirachi, which looks really pretty, by the way. That's what we're going to go for Scorching Sand. It's my first time seeing this. Oh, nice. It's pretty cool animation. We're not going to get the burn. We don't see leftovers or anything like that, so he might be a Scarf set, or Choice set, or maybe a Setup set. Jirachi is such a versatile Pokemon. It's kind of always hard to gauge what it's going to go for. But here, seeing the damage on Scorching Sand, he is in range of the Flamethrower. I was going to double check here the power of Scorching Sand to see how much it really does, but then I realized that it was Flamethrower Stab. Anyways, we're going to see he's going to go for Meteor Beam, so he's going to be the exact same set I am, because right now his power up is going to pop off. We had the same idea, except he was actually able to execute it. And look at this animation. That animation is sick. But Colossal's gonna live due to us being max BDEF, and we're gonna go for that Flamethrower here, to, bring it to about half HP. But that was such a good set. I love the fact that we both brought the same set on 2 different Pokemon. That is just so funny to me. At this point, realize that Colossal is it's a bit of a lost cause. We're going to Scorching Sand in case he wants to switch out for whatever reason. Maybe get a potential burn. He's going to go for Dazzling Gleam, revealing that to me. It's going to knock out our Colossal. But now there's a +1 Jirachi sitting against me, and it's going to be very, very difficult for me to knock it out. And I do a little calc here, realize that I believe my Aegislash kills it. I believe that's what I go into. Otherwise, Wigglytuff is a pretty good switch in. However, I don't have any moves to kill it because I don't think it's in range of knockoff. I also don't know if it has a steel move or not. Spoiler, he doesn't. But I don't know that. Past Dorian doesn't know that. But here I'm going to be doing some calcing and stuff like that. As you can tell, I am still taking a long time to make my moves. But here I go in my Aegislash, even though it's still communicating. There we go. Maybe bluff a potential Shadow Sneak, anything that maybe force him to switch out. But we're just gonna go for Shadow Ball. It definitely knocks him out. I live whatever he wants to go for, even if he has like Shadow Ball or anything like that. I don't think it gets Scorching Stand, to my knowledge. Although it gets Meteor Beam, which is pretty freaking cool. I should have really looked up what new moves Pokemon got. I know a couple on top of my head, but Meteor Beam Jirachi was not one I knew. He's gonna go for Shadow Ball. It's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna do about 70%, as we're gonna drop our Speed F. But we are gonna go for Shadow Ball back, and I believe we knock him out here. Let's go ahead and, you know, I'm really glad they changed Shadow Ball. It looks so good compared to before. What a top-notch OG move here. But we are going to knock out the Jirachi here. We did take a lot of damage on one of our more offensive threats against his team. So we're going to have to play Aegislash a little bit more vigilantly. He's going to go into his James Pond here, the Inteleon. I'm in, you know, pretty good range for whatever he wants to go for here, realizing I don't have a great switching for this. But I am going to go into Wigglytuff. Just because I'm max HP, I do have a lot of Speed F. So I'll be able to take some hits pretty easily. And besides, I can go for Thunder Wave here, and then Serena can Revenge Kill it if I really want to, because I'll definitely be faster. I don't know if I mentioned this in my team builder, but +1 Serena, if he's not max speed, if he's modest, does outspeed the Inteleon. Here he's going to reveal Dark Pulse, which is a sick animation, by the way. It's going to do about a 3rd damage with a crit, so that makes me think that he is the crit set, because with Sniper, because I did so much damage. As I am going to click Thunder Wave. No, I think I click Wish this turn. Yeah, I click Wish this turn in case he wants to go for Snipe Shot. Yeah, as he's just gonna go for a U-turn here. Not do too much damage, but he does get that momentum. It's not looking too good for us, unfortunately. He's you know, he has more of the pivot than I do. He's definitely chipping down my team, whereas I've hardly been able to knock out one of his Pokemon. But I am gonna be able to put up a Wish here, as he's gonna go into his Incineroar here, get that Intimidate one more time, really risking the competitive, because I could have had I mean, I know I revealed the Frisk, but imagine if I was competitive. Offensive Wigglytuff could have done a lot of good damage against his team, but I'm assuming he's gonna go for a knockoff here. I don't know if I stay in, I don't remember. I think I do, and I go for a T-Wave, if I remember correctly. There you go. My memory does serve me right. Okay, cool. I see he's gonna go for a Flare Blitz here, just trying to get off as much damage as possible. He's gonna do a good amount of damage, put me down into the red, as I am gonna go for a Thunder Wave. Go ahead and slow that down, which makes it that Aegislash is going to be faster, and it's definitely in range of a Shadow Ball, as we're going to get so much HP back due to the Wish, plus leftovers. Man, you gotta love defensive Pokemon like that. That's so great. Here I do think I still stay in and go for a knockoff. I believe... Let's find out. I do have my Mudstill, which is a physical wall, which I do switch into, risking a knockoff. I don't know if that's really the play, although he was really kind of dead set on knocking out the Wigglytuff, so maybe. As we're gonna go into Mudstill, he's gonna withdraw into his Gigalith here. Shiny Gigalith, so pretty, such a pretty color. And here, Stealth Rock is pretty free, but he has no ground session, so I think Earthquake will probably be the best bet. With have his team still weak to ground, so we're gonna go for Earthquake, knock him down all the way to about 40%, and he's gonna reveal Explosion, Explosion Gigalith, with the normal gem. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? And look at that, the horse is gonna take so much damage. A max HP, max defense horse definitely going to be able to live that. We're going to get the stamina boost, gives a bit of HP, but we are also going to get our citrus berry. Going to bring us to an okay amount of health, you know. We're going to be almost back to halfway, which is really, really good. Here I do expect either the Incineroar or the Pessimian to come in. Oh, no, duh, the Inteleon. Because I still don't have a switch in for this thing. Um, I still have the Wigglytuff, obviously, and I have the Serena. So I can debate whether or I want to, you know, go back into the safe switch in as a Wigglytuff, or if I want to go into Serena, if he wants to go for maybe an Ice Beam or anything like that, like he did the first turn. But we are going to go into the Wigglypuff here. As he, I believe, goes for a Scald. We're going to Frisk and find out that he is Scope Lens after all, and he is going to go for Scald. He's going to go for Scald and do a lot of damage, which wasn't even a crit, surprisingly. We're going to get some leftovers. And here I believe we go for another Wish. Here we're gonna go for a T-Wave, sorry. We're gonna go for a Thunder Wave. I see he's gonna go for a Scald, which I'm definitely in range of, and gonna knock out my poor little Wigglytuff. You know, but he still did a lot of work, where he ate that hit from Incineroar. He was able to paralyze it, so that means that I can revenge kill it at any time now, because my whole team's gonna be faster than it. Here I'm gonna go to Serena. I live whatever he wants to go for, even if he goes for an Ice Beam. As long as it's not a crit, I do think I live it. And even then, Serena is pretty thick, and Trump Kick is for sure a knockout. Here's where I realized that if he's max speed, with Rapid Spin, I don't have to speed it, which is crazy to say. Went for it anyways, just because I didn't expect him to stay in, pretty much. We're gonna go for Rapid Spin. As he goes into his Pessimian, question mark? Yeah, even if he goes into Pessimian, I have an Edge Slash still in the back. If he wants to go for a Gunk Shot or a Close Combat, that's a safe switch in for that. As he is gonna go into his Pessimian here, and I am gonna go for that Rapid Spin. I am still not faster, unfortunately, but I triggered a crit, so you know, get a little bit of extra chip damage for that. Kinda wish I went for Drop Kick here. I think that was a better play. But I am gonna. Please tell me you make the switch. Please tell me you switch, Dorian. Please. Alright, shout out to Paz Dorian, making the right play. But we're definitely on the back foot here. We definitely need to start making predictions, I feel like. So we are going to go into the Edge Slash, playing it safe still. If he goes for Earthquake, it's a really, really good play on his end. But he is just going to go for the Gunk Shot. And I can just go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball, because I am going to knock out the Incineroar at the health that it's at. So there's really no need for me to predict any of that. I was debating maybe I could go for a Steel Beam and kind of get a lot of damage, but Incineroar was such a safe switch in for him that I feel like just clicking Shadow Ball, get rid of it, and just knock it out is the better play. So we're gonna go here for the Shadow Ball, like I said. Still such a good animation. Alright, and we are going to be able to knock it out with a crit. Don't think the crit mattered too much, because due to the para, I was faster anyways. So it didn't matter too much. He was kind of sagging at this point. Now the Rapid Spin para, crit, might have mattered. This one for sure did not matter, 100%. Here I'm expecting Inteleon to come back in and go for a Dark Pulse slash Scald, because I don't have a switch in. I feel like he could just win with that, which is gonna force me to sack the Edge Slash. Unfortunately, I can go into Serena if I want to, but I really need that to win the game, so I'd have to let my Edge Slash go. As much as I wanted Edge Slash to put in work, I just had to let it drop here. So he's gonna go for Dark Pulse and knock out my Edge Slash. I am gonna go into my Serena, because I live any hit he wants to go for, including an Ice Beam, unless he gets a crit, and I knock him out with Drop Kick for sure, 100%. all the time. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. As I'm gonna be running a couple counts, this is where I figure out that Serena doesn't outspeed until Leon if he's max speed, which he might be. It's always kind of hard to tell if your opponent's gonna be running max speed just for the fun of it, just in case, like, you know, I have webs, so my opponent might be expecting me to run max speed Serena, but you know, so that's why I just went for the safe drop kick, knock him out here. That's crazy. Just O code. I am gonna, yeah, just O straight up O code. Here he can bring in his Pissimian here. Kind of go for close combat. My Mudzil, which is my physical wall, is pretty low, so it's not looking too good for me, unfortunately. I can go for a drop kick. Hopefully, maybe, who knows, he mixes a gunk shot or something like that if he wants to go for a gunk shot, or his CC doesn't kill me for whatever reason. Maybe he's like jolly, or he misgen or whatever. But he's gonna go for CC here, and as you can tell, that is not the case. Serena is gonna 100% drop. So the only Pokemon I have left here is gonna be the Mudsdale. Not even 50%. So it's not looking too good for the Los Angeles Aegis. As sad as I am to say, I think we are gonna get this week 1 loss, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance. You know, we are max HP, we're max defense. Maybe we can live that close combat. We definitely will kill it because he'll be -2, and we live. The horse is gonna live at 12 HP. That is what I'm talking about. That is such a good horse. We're gonna get that Fizz Def boost. We are gonna go for Earthquake and obviously knock him out because he has -2 defense. So it's gonna be the horse versus the Dracozolt. If he has Hustle, he can miss the Earthquake. And we can knock him. He can miss. He can miss the Outrage or whatever attack he goes for, and we might be able to kill it with Earthquake. So you never know. If with Hustle, there's a way. So we're gonna click Earthquake. It's our only chance to win here. If he has Hustle, like I said, we have a chance. We have a chance to win. He's gonna go for Earthquake. He is not gonna miss, unfortunately, and we are gonna drop. Even with our +1 defense, we are gonna lose all 12 of our remaining HP. I talked to Jorge, or he sent me his team afterwards, and he was not Hustle, he was actually Volt Absorb because he was very scared of Galvantula. So we are going to get that 1-0 loss, unfortunately, for week 1. That was a really, really good game. I had a really fun time. Definitely leave a like below, comment whatever you guys think I should have done. Also, if you guys have any nicknames for the Pokemon, I'm always open to suggestion. My nickname game, as unfortunately, is as good as the game I played here, not on par. But I will see you guys next time. See ya.